Okay, we are live here on Brand and Athlete. And before we get started, Raegan Lantz here, Miami of Ohio, Texas's
Yes.
finest. Introduce yourself. Just say hi to the people.
Hi, my name is Raegan Lantz. I play volleyball at Miami University, and I'm a sophomore here. I absolutely love it. Miami is beautiful. It's, I think, the most beautiful campus out there, but I may be a little biased. Um, I have a kind of big family. I have
Okay,
three
how big's your
siblings.
family?
So I have three siblings, but like my extended family is big.
Okay, talk to how
So
many
my
people?
mom has six siblings. So she's
Oh
one
my,
of seven. So I have 24 cousins on that side.
oh my goodness!
Yeah,
There's no way at Christmas time you guys give everybody a gift, do
it's
you?
no,
Okay,
we can't do that. But we have
okay.
a huge family Christmas party that we do at one of my aunt's houses. So like
Your aunt has a
all
mansion, doesn't she?
mm-mm.
Okay.
It's not a very big house. We spread out between all three floors. And it still gets really crammed and very loud, but it's so fun. It's so fun. My dad's side of the family is pretty small though, so
Okay.
they
Okay.
don't really compare. The bigness comes from my mom's side. But then I
So
have three
so
siblings.
before we do, give us your height and then what position you play. What position you
I so I'm an outside hitter, but I've
Yep,
also played other positions. Right now I'm playing middle because we've had some injuries and such, but
understood.
you know, just gotta play. And
Okay, okay. I love it. You're
I'm 6'1".
flexible, right? And it's like I don't want to say next man up because you're playing, but it is kind of right because you slid in,
Mhm. Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
to cover there.
yeah.
No, I love that. I love that. So before we get started, full transparency. So everyone who knows me knows I'm like leaning heavily into live streaming. I think it is the thing for 2024 going into 2025. And normally, this would be a production call, right? And so what I said, like, how about we just turn this into live content, and then we'll use this to storytell around our upcoming live session on Wednesday with myself and Keith. So, what did you think when I called you? It was like, hey, do you want to do this thing?
I was so excited. I just really want to continue to build a platform and just tell who I am and tell my story. And I was excited just to meet with people who've had a lot of experience in this area and in this world and just get talking. I love to
Yeah.
talk. So
Yeah, no, I love it. And with that said, I would love to talk to you about your journey, how you got here, because we know like volleyball, the fastest growing sport. I read this recently, the fastest growing
mhm,
sport for female athlete youth sports. So that means there's a lot of people,
it's crazy.
but
It is,
yet here you are with the D1 program. How did you get here?
yeah. So, like, just to add on to what you said, my mom helped me a lot throughout my recruiting process, but even through that, she kept reminding me, like, how crazy it is to play D1 volleyball and to be recruited in just general. Volleyball, with how big it is, only like 1% of volleyball players actually go on to play at the next level. So I just feel so blessed to have this opportunity. But it all started when I was at a Texas A&M LSU volleyball game in
Okay.
eighth grade, and I watched them play, and
Wait,
I was
where
like,
were you? Where were you?
we were at Texas A&M. So we were
Okay.
there for my oldest brother went there. He graduated from there.
We will hold
And
that against him.
and we were gonna like go to the football game because Texas A&M and LSU were playing that weekend, and then we also went to the volleyball game because volleyball was home, and I
Okay.
was already playing volleyball and everything, but watching that game is what made me want to play in college.
Okay.
I just became very determined in that moment. I wasn't going to let anything get in my way. So just started working really hard from there and changed positions to have a better chance at
Wait,
recruiting.
and so you were in the 8th grade?
Yeah.
Wow. So you knew at the 8th grade, like, this is what I want to do. And
Mhm.
that's so incredible, right? Because then you spent the next how many years working towards that?
Yeah. Yeah. I a very determined kid. Um come from a very competitive family. Helps that I have two older
Like
brothers.
how? Like what are some things you guys do?
Like we can't play card games because it always ends with someone getting in a fight or someone crying. So we can't do it.
Okay. Any tables turned over, anything? or just stomp it off?
It's always just someone leaving.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. And
I
then a little bit of like taunting after that because you quit. Yeah.
All right. So before we get started, we're talking more about your journey. So I think sports are always about great celebrations, sellies. Like, so when
Oh,
you would
yeah.
win, what is your favorite celebration for a family game?
For a family game, I like to keep it civil and family.
Okay.
Family games, it's the one time I choose to rise above. Usually it's just like a little bit like I'm just better and
Okay.
I'll just let my play talk for itself. I also have a little sister though, but if she wins, you'll never hear the end of it.
Okay.
She's a feisty one, for sure. So yeah, I mean probably just the little bit of like a let's go, or I'll just be really smiley for the rest of the night.
Okay. What about in competition in a volleyball match or afterwards?
I am very loud when I play. So I'm all about big celebrations. I'll just yell, let's go a lot. Those words, I don't know, they're just really easy and they come out a lot when I'm playing. But I'm a big, like, I'll like come down and like scream or
Okay.
jump around, smack the ground, you name it.
Volleyball has some of the best celebrations
Oh, yeah.
and the high fives. I mean, the energy is high when
Yes.
especially when you're watching elite volleyball.
Oh my goodness.
Like
Games
you
are
love.
so you're always engaged. That's why I think volleyball's the best sport ever and best sport to watch because it's the most engaging. Like something's always happening, someone's always scoring a point. The coaches are even fun to watch. I mean, my coach is like super involved. He's very passionate. So like even just watching him is fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. And if you just join us now in the live stream, today is about giving a sneak peek into Wednesday's live in-depth coaching session. You're going to share your journey, what you've learned, and then we'll talk about like how to level up and how to move forward in your journey. Before we get to that, though, let's talk a little bit about your day-to-day, right?
Mhm.
Give us a glimpse of what it's like balancing life, training, and everything else.
Yeah, it's extremely busy. It's kind of sometimes I would say hard to explain to people unless like you're in it. Cause like, yeah, it sounds busy to everyone, but you can't really like comprehend how crazy busy it is unless you're like in the
All
middle
right.
of it.
Give us a typical non-game day. Like, what does it look like? When
Okay.
does it start? And walk us through that.
Okay. So some days we have lift, some days we don't. We only lift like twice a week during season. So I'm going to give you a lift day.
Okay.
Lift day, wake up 6:05. Get to the gym, be in the weight room at 6:45 because lift is at 7, but we need to warm up and stuff. And then lift, shower, go to class.
What time?
Usually
What time are you going to class?
Um, usually like most of my classes start at 8. I have one class that starts at like 10, so we'll do Wednesday my days. So I have like lift at 7, then I have a little bit of a break, then I have class at 10:05. And then right after that class, I have a meeting with one of my academic advisor because I UA for a class, which is an
And UA is
undergrad assistant. So I
okay.
help in a class, kind of like assistant teacher.
Fantastic.
And so I have a meeting with my academic advisor every week for like an hour. And then
And
I
what do you
quick
guys
eat
talk
lunch.
about?
We talk mostly about life. Usually we're just chit-chatting, and then we go over what we're going to talk about the next week in class, go over the slides, what I'm doing, what the other UA is doing, and such. And then I quick eat lunch, and then I go to the gym, and then I have rehab.
Wait,
And
what time are you hitting the gym?
I usually get to the gym around like 12:30 or 1. I do homework for a little bit, and then rehab starts at 1:45. So then I do rehab and then I go put my stuff on, and sometimes I go early for extra reps at like 3 and practice starts at 3:30. And then depending on the day, we sometimes go pretty short. It's sometimes only an hour and a half 2 hours, and then shower, go cold tank, and then go back to my room. Well, get dinner, room, homework, sleep.
All right. What time is dinner?
Dinner between like 6:30 and 7:30.
Wow. Okay. And then so dinner, and then what did you say? Back to your room. So what time are you back to your room? So you start at 8. What time are you back in your room?
7, between like 7:30, 7 and 8, between there, because it depends on when I get to the dining hall.
Okay. And how do you balance it out? It's a 12-hour day.
I just go. Take it as it comes, find little times to do homework, and I'm just so used to it at this point that it's like, it's just habit. It's just every day. So the days that like thinking about season almost being done and almost about to have a lot of time, I'm going to be like, what do I do?
And so how would you describe your social life during the season?
It's mostly just like the people I see in class and my teammates for the most part. And like when we're home on a weekend on like Thursday nights, there's crew. So I'll sometimes go to that and talk with some people, but that hasn't been much because we've only had a few home games. But yeah, it's pretty busy.
Yeah. Yeah. Very busy. All right. So let me back. So what would people be surprised to know about being a college athlete?
Oh, what would they be surprised to know? That it really is a full-time job, and it's not just like super fun all the time, especially like if your team's not doing well or you're not doing as well as you hoped, or like you don't like your coach, or I like my coach. I'm not saying I don't like my coach, but for some people they don't, or
Sure.
they have weird, bad teammates, different things like that. So it's not only just like physically demanding, it's mentally and emotionally demanding. And then on top of that, you have to do well in school to still be able to play your sport. So
And
it's
coaches get
definitely a balance
coaches
at
get
times.
grade reports so they know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. So you have to too, like, be discussing with your coach. Like if you do bad on something, you got to tell them first because they're going to find out.
Right.
And if you don't tell them, they'll think you're hiding it from them. So
Yeah. My coach, I ran track at Baylor, and my coach used to always say, bad news doesn't get better with time.
no, it does not. No,
Nah.
my coach is awesome. He's very big on like, if you fail a test or something doesn't go well or whatnot, like just come tell me. I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm going to find a way to help you. So
No,
yeah,
that's so
awesome.
good to having a coach who's supportive and creates that environment where you guys can share like that.
Yeah.
And so I want to talk a little bit also about being an athlete. How do you handle the pressure? I know everyone's watching. There's a lot of expectations. How do you stay grounded?
I really stay grounded in my faith and then also my family. I often turn to my Bible, watch. My dad's a pastor, so sometimes I'll just
DK.
I'll watch one of his sermons online, or just give him a call, or give my mom a call. I'm so blessed to have such an amazing family that I have. They really truly are my rock because days can get hard.
Yeah.
But they're always there for me and wanting to help. And then also I have amazing teammates, so they're always willing to help no matter what. They'll drop anything. So I really stay grounded in that, in my faith, and just the people I surround myself with.
I love that. When or would you be comfortable sharing, like, when have you recently gone through a situation where you felt like, hey, I need to talk to my dad or my mom or somebody that gives me support?
Yeah. So actually, a couple weeks ago, I had kind of a rough weekend, didn't get to play much, was just struggling with that because I'm just, like I have said, very competitive and want to play, want to be on the court, but also just be the best teammate I can be. And I was just really struggling in that. And I'm very lucky to have my aunt and uncle live really close. They live in Columbus, which is only like 2 hours away. So I was able just to like take that weekend because we had the weekend off and go visit them and just kind of get a mental reset and be with some family, be in a different area. But my mom and my dad definitely helped me a lot in deciding to go there instead of just staying and trying to push through it, but getting myself a little mental reset so that I really could give everything to my team that next week.
No, I love that. First of all, shout out to your mom and dad. Love that story.
No, they're amazing. I love them so much.
Yeah, and your aunt and uncle too. And one of the things I believe is that like we learn so much more when we're losing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because that's when we learn the life lessons. That's when you learn a lot about yourself. Because
Yep.
especially, as an athlete, it's easy to be happy when everything's
Mm-hmm.
going your way, right? When the shots are hitting and you guys are getting the digs and the
Yep.
blocks are happening. But then how do you react when things don't go your way? What is the biggest
Exactly.
thing you've learned about yourself in those moments?
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing for me is always staying positive. Like it can be really, really hard, but sometimes that's just what my teammates need and like what I need to stay out of my head and not overthink it all when just everything feels like they're not working together, like it's not feeling like something's not clicking, is
Yeah,
just staying positive and being like, I got this. Even if I like hit a ball out of bounds or into the block or miss something, like I got it for you, or we'll cover you better. And just in those moments, just trying to uplift my teammates
yeah,
and like show them that no matter like what is happening or how poorly something is going, we can control how we respond and not let it get to us by even if it's faking the happiness little, not necessarily that I'm happy that we're losing, but just keeping a calm positive mindset has helped me a lot because sometimes in the past I've gotten too like emotional and it's easy to let that cloud your
yeah,
judgment and your thoughts, and then you start playing frustrated and it just never helps you.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I've just found that staying level-headed and keeping a smile on my face allows me to play so with so much more freedom.
Yeah. No, I love that. And if you look at every person who's achieved anything great in life, they've all had big L's, right? Michael Jordan was cut
Yes.
from his team, LeBron James's humble beginnings, the Williams sisters, right? I mean, they were playing on courts with grass and just,
Mhm.
dad invented things because he taught them himself. So I love that. And I know sounds crazy, but I kind of love that you're experiencing this because I think when you go through these things at your age, it builds like this grit and this toughness.
Mhm. Yeah, I also think that a lot of the things that I've learned too have come from I have type 1 diabetes.
Right.
So I have had to get over a lot of obstacles
Yeah.
and learn how to work through a lot of things. So I think that too has just helped change my perspective, and just always seeing things as just an obstacle and never a road, like never a complete block or a wall.
Yeah.
And just always having the mindset of it may not change right now, but like continuing to work through that and find your way, it will eventually get there.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I love that. All right, so we want to give people a sneak peek for our conversation on Wednesday, on Brand&Athlete, and without giving away too much, what is one big goal you're focusing on for our coaching session, and what do you want to get out of that? What's your hope?
My one big goal is really just to find what kind of strategy is going to work for me to just consistently create content and also find content that others are super interested in where I can really make an impact and a difference for people.
I love that. I really, really do. Okay, I think we can do that. I think we can do that. All
Yay!
right. So for everybody who's on, make sure you tune in Wednesday, 8 p.m. On Wednesday with Raegan Lantz here. We're gonna have a great conversation. We're gonna talk about your brand. We're gonna go through it. It's gonna be a great coaching session. If you're on with us live now, drop your own goals in the chat. What do you want to do coming up? And what are some small successes that you've had recently? I'm really big on celebrating small successes because I think oftentimes people think it's going to be like this one great leap.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes it's a series of like small steps, and you just like you stack up a win today, a win Thursday, a win Friday, a win Monday. And I'm really big on like 1% better, right?
Exactly.
So, all right, you're building a brand as a student athlete and a content creator. How do you keep it real? How do you stay true to who you are on social media?
Yeah, I think that's having a good relationship with those around you to make sure that what you're posting is true to who you are. And I think my friends and my mom and my dad, too, if I were to ever post something that didn't seem true to me, they'd be like, Raegan, what are you doing?
Past is calling. Is
Yeah.
past on the line?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
just it's those people like making sure that they're holding me accountable in all other areas of my life. And I think they would too when that comes to content. And too, when I'm posting it, like it having a purpose and not just posting to post something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think I love that because it helps you stay grounded, right? And stay
Mhm.
true to who you are. It's kind of like in volleyball. I always say that you play for the name on the back of your jersey, not the front of your jersey, right? I mean,
Mhm.
you love your school, right? But it's like you're always
Yes.
representing your family,
Yes.
no matter where you go.
Hmm.
So, all right, let's do this quick rapid fire round to learn a little bit about you. All right, what is your go-to hype song?
Okay, I'm weird. I don't listen to music that much.
Okay, what are you listening to?
All of my teammates know this, and anytime someone's like, "What song is this?" or "Who sang this?" I never know. Um, I would probably say, hmm, I've been really liking Brandon Lake. He's a
Okay.
Christian artist.
Okay.
Any of his new songs, his praise songs. I'm like really bad. I don't listen to music. I mostly listen to like Broadway. I
Okay.
love Hamilton, but I don't listen to that before like as a hype.
Right.
So so
You're a real one because anybody that can like work out without music, that you have to be a real one for that. So I
yeah,
respect that.
it's weird. Like also half the time I listen like even sometimes I'm driving and I forget my radio's off. It's weird. But even if I do have music on, like my brain just doesn't hear the words sometimes. Like
Okay.
it's just music and beats going on and I
Okay.
don't know.
All right. All right. What celebrity would you want to come see you play at a home game?
Oh my goodness. Wow. You're asking some hard questions here.
Wait, what?
I would say, who would I want?
Who are you vibing on like right now? Celebrity. I know, you may not pay too much attention, but who is someone that would be cool and probably give a little buzz too if they came to the game?
Riley Arnold. I love Riley Arnold.
Okay. Who's Riley? I don't.
She's
Who's
a
that?
Dancing with the Stars pro.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love her.
Yeah.
Okay, why her?
I just love her spunk and her
Okay.
smiliness and her attitude, and I think she would just be really fun to meet.
Okay.
And I would love to be her friend.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Favorite pregame meal.
Pregame meal. I because of my type 1, I eat usually like low carb for a pregame meal. So like chicken and veggies with some
Okay.
ranch.
That's legit. One thing about you that may surprise people.
Hmm. May surprise people. I can sing.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Hit us with a note. I'm sorry. I'm
Nah.
kidding. I didn't want to put you on the spot. I'm kidding.
I
I'm
used
kidding.
to be in musicals and I sing at church when I'm home.
That's so awesome. All right. When you were growing up, did you have a celebrity crush?
Oh yeah. Justin Bieber.
What's your favorite Justin Bieber song back in the day?
Baby.
He's still
Oh yeah.
selling out arenas,
I
right?
can I can jam to that one.
All right. So, all right. So we have this the live coaching coming up on Wednesday. You've kind of got some time coming up. You guys are coming to the end of the season. But I have to ask you this because I forgot to ask you this at the beginning.
Mhm.
Where are you? Because I'm trying to figure out. It looks like I don't know if you're like in like an underground bunker. Where are you, Megan?
I am in the study room in my dorm. So that's the hallway. Just
Hi, dorm
around
mates.
the corner from my room. So yeah, it's a
Okay,
great time here in
what's
the
the best
dorms.
thing about living on campus?
My dorm is super close to my building because I'm in the business school. So the business school building is like super duper close. And then also I'm super close to the gym. So it's only like a 4-minute walk
Okay, okay.
and right
Um,
next to a dining hall.
you're next to the time. I love that. I love that. And you said this before. I did have to ask you before we wrap. Talk to me about going to Miami of Ohio, right? A school I'm very familiar with, especially growing up in St. Louis,
Mhm.
a very prominent school. What was the thing that you decided like, boom, this is a place for me?
Yeah, so I was very blessed to have a lot of options when I was being recruited, talked to places literally all over the country. But when it came down to deciding where I wanted to go, Miami really just checked the most boxes off for me.
Yeah.
I am super into tradition and a very what you would think of college campus if you're thinking about college, like what you would envision. Very traditional campus, and just it's beautiful here. The facilities are awesome. I really loved the girls and the coaches, and that really is all that drew me here. It's pretty close to family too. Wasn't too far from home, which I realized I wanted to be a little closer and not like 20 hours away. So
Who's the
when it
most
came to
famous alum from Miami of Ohio? I have some in mind, but in your opinion,
well, there's a football coach,
right? Woody Hayes.
NFL football coach, and
Is,
then
are you talking about Woody Hayes or Bo Schembechler or Paul Brown? They all start with
not
B.
any of those ones. Who am I thinking
Okay.
of?
Keep going.
Uh,
Keep going.
Sean McVay.
Right.
And then probably the CEO of Chipotle slash now Starbucks. So
Okay.
those ones are pretty famous.
And you know who else I was thinking of?
Who else?
Ben Roethlisberger. That's what I would just say. That's one that also came to mind. I forgot about the Chipotle CEO. That's a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Well, in Farmer, they talk about all the CEOs that come out of there a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love that. I love that. All right. So on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, we're going to dig into it. Live coaching session. Come in. Would love for you to be ready. Talk about like what your goals are, long term, short term. Who do you see your audience being? Who would you like
Mhm.
to serve? And what does success look like for you? Right, because I
Yeah.
believe that success is just like in your athletic career, is all based on what you want to accomplish. I know, and we're going to dig into it. You've had a journey with your type 1 diabetes. You're obviously achieving at a high level. So we'll dig some more into that. Today, I didn't want to give away too much of your story.
Yeah.
This is just a little teaser. This is like a little snack because we've been talking about
Mhm.
food earlier. You had me hungry talking about food. This is just a little snack.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna let you close this out. But before I do, I did ask you what is so far at Miami of Ohio, what has been your most memorable event so far as a student athlete and student? It could be whatever sticks out to you.
I think honestly, just all of the opportunities to connect with other athletes, um, and just like little circumstances of seeing them out or having a class with them and be like, oh, wait, you play sport too? Just because when we're so like locked in our own little seasons and we like never actually see each other. So just seeing like the people that are also going through what you're going through is just fun to connect.
I love that. I love that. All right, here's where we're closing up, getting to know Raegan Lantz, Miami of Ohio. She's an outside hitter playing the center right now. She's flexible, a content creator. Where can people find you and what platforms? Because we want to shout out and you guys, and we'll drop it also in the descriptions. But if you could give us your social media profiles.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Raegan Lantz, and then on TikTok at Ray Grace, but that is also in my Instagram profile if you forget. So yeah.
All right, so go to her Instagram because I think do you have a link tree in there or some links? You have
Yes.
some links.
Yes.
You have links. Okay, that's what I remember. Anyway, follow Raegan there. You guys, before now and then, dive into her content. Would love to hear on Wednesday what you guys think. Any recommendations you guys have? Because you know what? We're building community. That's why we're doing this, Raegan.
Mhm.
We're building community, and community is like a back and forth conversation, which is what I love about the lives. Like today, we just got to chop it up and like just learn a lot about you. So for those of you who are on the live, if you missed it, we're gonna chop this up. We'll follow us at Brand&Athlete, and we'll put out some of the best moments from this. And if you like this, you're gonna love what we have planned for you on
Wednesday.
Did we freeze?
Yes.
It's okay. You know,
Like,
this is what's about being live. Don't know what happened, but we're just gonna act like it's a great thing about live, right? It's like live TV on CNN with the weather person below.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. So do you want to take us to the house? Just
What
close
do
us
I
out.
say?
You just say,
Thank
hey.
you guys for watching. Join us Wednesday. So excited. Want to hear the feedback and talk more about my journey.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.